Okay, my name is Derek with DRI Construction. This is going to be episode 1 of season 1. I am going to write an estimate for an add on. So, what we've got here is let me pull up my email. And show you kind of what we are doing. Okay. So typically I do the drawings myself. I referred a architect who's been marketing to me, and he pretty much drew what I could drew on Xactimate. Here's the existing house. So where's my mouse? So here's the existing house, and he's wanting to. It's got a front-facing garage right here, and so what he's wanting to do is add on a new garage to the house. That's a side-facing. Okay, and remodel the existing garage into a media room. I don't know why my mouse is not showing up very good. Anyways, so this garage here, turn that into a media room with a hallway and remodel the existing laundry room hallway into the kitchen. And so this house was a house that I went and looked at. It's probably 1,600 square foot house, and they had just bought it. They weren't here. They gave me access to the house, so I just kind of FaceTime and walked through with them. So this is very preliminary. But I'm going to go through this and just kind of show the basics of how I do estimates. Okay, so add on the garage to the front, turn the existing garage into a game room, remodeling the existing laundry room to make it the access walkway into the kitchen. And this is a little bedroom here, hall bath. Looks like this is another, maybe that's the existing. This is the existing master with a bathroom. Then here's another little room that looked like this, and they're wanting to blow that out. So I'll do a video of that of the house and do a walkthrough and show that on my next video. But this is just a basic preliminary estimate. Okay, so adding on a looks like they're adding on to this bedroom to make it a walk-in closet with a freestanding tub. It's on an angle. I wouldn't do that. I've built houses like that, and I don't really like them on an angle. It's just a big dead space. It takes up too much room. I'd probably run it this way with a center drain and do a wall mount faucet, then a walk-in shower, double vanity with toilet. So small house, just make it a little bit bigger, and then the drawing. So I'm assuming this is the existing right here. Yeah, that's the existing. So that's the existing front garage, which is here. So we'll be closing that on and adding on to that. So let's just get started with an estimate. Just a so what I do is I have my templates here. I have add-on, bath template, kitchen template, roof template, patio, new build, concrete, remodel. I use this one the most, the remodel. It's just got my pricing that I put into Xactimate. So okay, I'm going to go into my, this is a template that I just duplicated and renamed to the customer's name. So the first thing I do is I fill in the customer's information, the cover page, and I create a contact for all my customers on my phone. They call my office, they create a contact, share with me, and set my appointments for me and my other estimator. And right now I have 4 project managers. Okay, so this customer, I've got to put in the address. I don't know if I'm supposed to show this on video or not. It's public information, so I don't see why not. Okay, that's the address. So I simply just changed the name and the address and the dates and the times and who the estimator is, me or Dustin. And that's really all I do on the cover page. So on the estimate, let me move that. Okay, I'm not going to do a sketch. Typically, I'll do a sketch. This is like a sketch. You see how Xactimate, you can put in basically a satellite helicopter view. That's basically what this architect did. So architects, to me, I'm typically seeing like elevation views and all that kind of stuff. So this may be some type of package that he just did a small little $500 charge just to give the customer a helicopter view and maybe just a front elevation. Customers can pick and choose. I don't really do design unless they just don't want to pay an architect. Then I'll do something like this on Xactimate. So since I really don't need any of this, my template line items are not in these rooms here. So it's not going to, when I delete all that, it's not going to delete my standard line items. So these are all my line items that we're going to go through. Okay. So let me go back into the sketch here, and I'm just going to highlight everything, delete it. And I'm used to working on a big 27-inch double monitor, but I'm just working on my laptop today because it's Sunday, working from home. First video, I just want to try this out and see if I want to start making videos to help people to write estimates, be a contractor. A lot of younger people, they want to, start their own businesses and they don't really know how to start. So I figured I would just throw some basic information out there. Okay, so sketch, I don't need a sketch. Typically I do 95% of the jobs I do. But I'm not going to on this one because there's the customers hired someone to draw it up, so I don't have to. Because a lot of my stuff is going to say per drawings, demolition per drawings, framing per drawings, and I'll put a little description in there, that type of thing. So, and also I just started, and I grow every day. I've been doing this for goodness. I started my business in 2013. It's 2026. March 29th. But I've been estimating that long. So anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked on that. Okay, where was I? Here's my line items. Okay, I'm not going to do sketch. I'm going to say per drawing. So, all right, so let me go back and again, I usually have 2 or 3 screens here. So let's see if he's got square footages on these drawings. I really could have done this myself. No offense to the architect, but if this was it, I mean, I could have just drew this up myself. Actually, we probably started. I'm not going to show you, but just to go through. So it's a 25 by 25 garage. So let me get my notepad. I'm not prepared at all. I'm just winging it. So I got a 25.4. So I'm going to say 25.6 by 25.6 garage. And then the existing garage looks like it's 18.6 by, he's got 15.6. Yeah, these drawings aren't that great. All right, he's got 15.9 on the inside. Whatever. I'm just going to say it's 19 by 16. I'm just getting close square footage. So if I'm building new, okay, and there's no plumbing or electrical, or there's no plumbing, I'm going to say I'm going to build new about $150, $175. So what I like to do is calculate where I'm at. So 25.5 times 25.5 is 650 square feet. So I got a 650 square foot garage. The existing remodel, I'm just going to write down $150 a square foot, just to get an idea. It's all about a goal. I always tell my guys, it's like football. You're kicking the football into the goal. there, you can go far left, you can go straight on the middle, you can go far right, but we need to have a goal to get started. So what I'm doing is while I'm writing an estimate, I'm thinking, what is my goal? Like, where's my goal at? Like, you gotta have a goal. I don't want to miss the goal. I don't want to put in $500 a square foot. I mean, I'd like to, but someone's not going to pay that realistically, and I don't want to put in $35 a square foot because it just can't be done for that. So I'm going to go and just experience in building. I know that something without plumbing, it's just a basic. It's basically just a shop. I'm going to throw about $150, $160 a square foot at it mentally and kind of see. Now, the smaller you get, if I'm building a doghouse and it's got concrete framing, shingles, cornice, soffit, fascia, siding, brick, whatever, the price gets more and more expensive. The bigger I get, if I build a 10,000 square foot structure, well, let's just say a 4,000 square foot shop, I could go down to 130 a square foot, just knowing what things cost. Okay, so let's do 650 square foot times $150, and that's around 97.5. Tying into, I mean, I like that number off my experience. So my goal is around 97.5. Now, is the customer going to pay that for a 2-car garage? Well, I've got to demo the existing concrete. I've got to do grading. I've got to put in a new concrete driveway. I got to put in the slab for that 2-car garage. It's got electrical. It's got no water, sewer, and no air conditioning, right? Unless they request it. Is it going to be an insulated garage? Is the garage door going to be insulated? I don't know. I don't have those specs. Right now, I'm just trying a preliminary estimate to get close. My goal is to throw a number at the job and see if the customer is entertained at that price. And I'll tell them, I'll say, hey, let me know kind of where you're at. What's your budget? This is my preliminary estimate. I'm just getting going off of what I see so far. I have not met the customer in person. I've only FaceTimed him one time. He hired an architect, just emailed me the drawings. So that's what I got to work with. This is not a great first estimate to start off with, but it's something just to get us started, to get this ball rolling. And I'll set up a camera at my office because I have my laptop. I have my 27-inch screen, my laptop over to the right that I never use. That just runs my system. And then my other 27-inch on the left. So that'll be a lot easier for me to work from that. And I'll be more prepared, so to speak. But got to start somewhere, right? Okay. So 97.5 for a garage. I'm thinking more around the 85 range because I build garages and shops all the time. Last one I built was around 75,000. It was a detached garage. This one I'm tying into, but that one was bigger. That one's probably closer to 900 square foot-ish, maybe 1,000. Because it's a house that I built, and then after that, he wanted to build a detached garage a couple years later. So a lot of estimating is duplicating what you've already done. Most of my estimates are duplicating something that I've already done, if I can remember, or if I put a code name. Typically, I'll put like an add-on, garage add-on in the name. So, but anyways, the goal right now is just get a preliminary estimate, right? Okay. So we got this 2-car garage add-on. We got this remodel here. So let's just say if I'm at 85 and I got another 10 on this, I'm at 95 plus a couple $1,000 to, looks like he's adding on a closet here. I can't tell. I don't know if this is existing. Again, it's been a month since I've walked this property. I need to go walk it again. So looks like this washer and dryer's moving. I've already got plumbing here. If this wall is existing, it looks like I'm deleting this. I could still water from this sink and PEX up and over in the attic down on this wall here. And then I could put the washer and dryer there as for what's this showing on the electrical for that. So this is about $100,000 job right here. And then the back end, and my mouse is disappearing on this laptop. It's just blending in sometimes. It's turning white or something. Okay. Over here, I've got a 24. I'm just going to roughly say 25. I'm going to round up 25 by 19. Okay. So we're going to leave this concrete but I'm gonna build up this foundation because I know it drops down, and this is a patio, so I probably just need to. I don't know if this is level. This all needs to be cut out right here. That exterior wall is going to be gone. That's a lot of dim. I'm going to have to put a beam in from here to here to carry that load from where it's moving from here. So I'm assuming this architect's line, this is demo. He's got this number 1 here, but there's no notes on this. Yeah, I could have just, once the guy said, yeah, I'll hire an architect, I kind of just said, okay, well, I'm just going to stop measuring this, sketching this house out because I was going to have an architect do it all. But these are very, very amateur hour drawings, so that's okay. I can work with it. This is just preliminary, so maybe this is his preliminary. Maybe these are his preliminary. I could call him, but again, it's Sunday. I don't want to bother anybody. I'm just jumping in on this. Had some free time, so I know this is a patio. Let's look at this. Let's look at this drawing real quick, just to get. I mean, you officially know what I know now. I mean, I did a walkthrough. I'll upload a video. Maybe I can squeeze it in. Nah, I probably won't. It's my first one. I'm just roughing it here. So I know that this is a gable roof here on this side of the house, and then this is like a shed roof off of that. So I just want to add this to it. But I know this ceiling, from what I went out there, is lower than 8 foot. The inside ceilings are 8 foot, and this is like 7'6" on this patio. So, I don't know what he planned on doing there. I don't think the architect put any thought into that. And again, he might not even been out there. He might have just be working off of the drawings, the handwritten drawings that the customer sent him. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's all about. You ask someone, "What's your budget?" And they say, "Well, I don't have." Yeah, everybody's got a number. Everybody has a number. If they call you, they want to spend money. They have a number they want to spend. Now, some people, there'll be a vague number. They may say, "I don't know if it's 20 or 50. I don't know." They're willing to spend it typically. So whatever tackles the bear. Okay, so what do I want to do next? I mean, an average master bathroom, just a gut and remodel, is 50 grand. 45 to 50 grand typically. A hall bath, well, no, I'm sorry. It's around 35 to 40,000 for a walk-in bathroom. This is kind of a smaller one, so this is probably a $30,000 bathroom remodel, $5,000 closet. So let's just say 35. If this was all existing, however, you're adding on, you're demoing and adding on. So I mean, I got $10,000 in demo, $15,000 in framing, $10,000 in siding and roofing. So 15, 25, 35, 65, 70. I don't know if it's brick or siding. I'm assuming it's siding, concrete add on 70, 80, 90. Interior finishes out. That's another $100,000. So I think this is because it's got plumbing, it's got air conditioning. Are we upgrading the air conditioner? There's a lot of stuff here. So again, this is all preliminary. Just getting this started. This will be several episodes to do this estimate, whatever you call it. Okay, let me get back into Xactimate. I look like an amateur right now, but that's okay. Okay, general demo. So brick and exterior door where add-on meets the house. So this is my template, okay? All I've done is I have an old template, and this is just something that I did for an add-on. So just a template. Okay, general demo. Brick and exterior door where add-on meets the garage. So I'm going to do general demo. I'm going to do existing concrete driveway dash brick dash overhead door soffit and fascia. General demo, existing concrete driveway. I really like to capitalize everything. Existing concrete. Damn, I haven't seen this house in a month. I'm just winging it. That's what you do, but you gotta send something. If I just sit around here and don't send nothing, I don't have a chance at all. I want a chance at this job, even if my estimate is 50% complete. I can tell the customer that. I can say, look, this is my preliminary estimate. Send this to you. Actually, what I'll do is I'm gonna write this up and I'm gonna print it out. Then I'm gonna ask to go walk with the customer in person, and then I'm gonna go through my line items and edit them. I gotta have a foundation on something like this. Customers out of town, they're not here. I can't feel them and talk to them. It's just a FaceTime call. So it's just like, I don't think it was FaceTime. I think we were just on speaker. So I just got the drawings. Okay. General demo, existing concrete driveway, brick, overhead door, soffit fascia, shingles. Existing concrete driveway, brick. That's the exterior. I know it's a brick house. Overhead door, soffit fascia, shingles. So if I'm tying it on existing framing dash per drawings. Okay. And right now I'm just going to put $12,000 because I know my framing crew charges me $1,200 a day, and it's going to be about 2 weeks worth of work. So I'm going to do 10 days. Okay. 12,000 bucks. And then I'm going to have dumpsters. Let's see if I got a dumpsters in here. Yep. I got dumpsters on my template. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. And just for demo and all that stuff, I'm going to have concrete driveway. I'm going to do 5. And I'll get the concrete dumpsters. They're 20 yards and I can fill them up with, I use TJ services and they'll let me fill up one. It's like 1,000 bucks, maybe 800 bucks for heavy. But I'm going to do 5 at 1,000 bucks. That way I can fill it in there. So I'm at 17 for demo. Plumbing, underground roofing for shower, toilet, and sink. And I know the septic's right off the back because I walked it and looked. Tie into existing septic. So I could add line items, like I could add trenching, I could add heavy equipment. But I'm going to do $2,000 per fixture. I got 2 sinks, I got a shower, a tub, and a toilet. It's gonna be 10 grand for rough end plumbing. Just preliminary. Got those something at it. Plumber charged me like $750 to rough in a house per fixture, but I've got a trench down. There's a retaining wall I got to go through. So anyways, okay. I've got excavation dirt. I'm gonna move that up to the top. Dirt work, partial grading. Damn, I know Dustin's touched this template because he always forgets to put the he always leaves a space in between the commas. Dang, dude. Excavation. Okay, dirt work, partial grading, and flat work prep. Okay. I'm gonna do. They're gonna charge me $1,500 a day. It's gonna take 3 days to prep that, so I'm gonna say $4,500. Okay. Okay. And there's a lot to go around estimating because now am I really gonna pay him $1,500 or I'm gonna pay him $1,000? You know what I mean? Like, do I tell you everything? Do I tell you all my secrets? No, because I'm gonna add overhead and profit. I'm gonna add 20% to my estimate at the bottom, but I also have to make money off the line items because there's always a contingency. You're always going to find stuff that the customer is going to say, well, I thought that was included, blah, 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 blah. And so it always bites you if you don't put fluff in there to cover yourself. So some jobs you get to keep the fluff, some jobs you don't. It's just the nature of the game. It's like you got a shoebox and you got $5 million. You got 20 jobs a month. You're just throwing money in that shoebox and taking it out. You can be as detailed as you can be, but nothing's ever 100% accurate in this game. So you got to cover yourself. You got to negotiate as you go with your crews. Okay, dumpster load. plumbing, underground excavation, dirt work, partial grading, flat work prep, concrete slab on grade. So I have got 650 square feet plus that back area was, and see, I like my two monitors because I could have all this opened up and be looking at it. But so I've got this area here. I've got 14 plus 9, so I'm just going to say 24 foot. Oh, there's right on the outside there. It's 24. So I'm going to say 25 by 6. Even though I can figure that up real quick, I like to use my calculator. 25 by 6 is 150. In that area right there, plus I'm going, and I would typically cut my line right there. So it's 9 by 12. See, 9 by 12. So 120 square foot. So 150. So 650 plus 150 plus 120. So 270 plus 650. It's about 920 square foot of add-on concrete. $11 is not enough because I need to buggy it back to the backyard. I can't get a concrete truck. I don't drive concrete trucks on driveways, so I'm going to buggy it. So rent a couple buggies. They're going to be about $250 a piece, so $500. So I could do a line item for buggies, or I could just raise my square foot price to $18. Okay, there we are, 16.5. Do I have driveway flat work down here at the bottom? No. So I'm gonna type in concrete 4. I'm gonna use this. This dude, architects, man, they don't think about cost. They just draw stuff. They just draw stuff but he's gonna have to do. Why does my mouse do that? Isn't that silly? Golly. So he's got a driveway now that comes into his garage, which we have to cut that out, but he's going to need a new driveway there. So I can't bid that right now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put 15 grand in for driveway because I don't know. Because again, it's preliminary. The main thing is to have all my line items and I can edit prices when I go over there. Concrete driveway and sidewalk. One each. 15,000. Okay. Framing. Well, I know I'm framing. So I'm framing the new garage and the new add-on, but I also got some interior framing. So let's just say I'm at 920 square foot, and I want to charge $15 square foot for framing. That's only $13.8. It's not enough. I'm gonna do $30 a square foot at 920, and that'll include the interior. I'm gonna do framing per drawings. Okay. Again, I've got it. I'm just getting my foundation estimate done. Solvent fascia, $2,000. Siding, $4,000. It's got a garage door. Siding around that. Windows. How many windows they got? Let's see. See, I don't know what this is. What's up with that? What is that? Is that 4 windows? Is that 4 separate windows he's got? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Why does that? See, it disappears. It's so weird. That's a weird. I've never seen that before. I don't know what that is. Horizontal slide. Horizontal. I mean, I know we do a lot of those transom windows, but I don't know. I don't understand his drawing there. I don't understand what's this. Is that windows in his garage door? That's weird. Whatever. Okay. And then what's all this? Man, what's this right here? What is all that? It's weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. Is that 5 windows in a hallway? I don't think so. Shouldn't be any windows there. Maybe 2 transoms. Maybe. Let's just say 2 there. It doesn't matter. And then 1 over the tub. Oh my gosh. Okay, 4 windows in the mat. Now those are 2 doubles. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 6 windows on this. Again, I'm going to sit down and go over it with them. It's all good. $500 a piece. I'll just go with that. It's new construction. I'm not doing retrofit into brick. Which they're not a lot more anyway. Okay, roofing. 30-year shingles. How many squares? I'm adding on 920 square foot. Sometimes I'll just do I'll just figure square footage times about 1.5 or just double it. So I'm just going to say 18 squares. I need to update my templates. $250 is not enough. Not for a remodel. Okay. Plus, you want to hide your money in the stuff that a customer can't do. You don't want your paint to have all the money in paint because they'll say, "Oh well, I'll just paint it." So you make the paint low and the framing and the roofing and and stuff they don't want to do high. A lot of times they'll say, "Well, I'll do the demo." I'll be like, "Damn, I should have put more money in the framing and less money in the demo." But I've learned that. What I like to do is I like to send them a customer total amount, which is just basically a lump sum. Here's all my verbiage. Here's all my line items, and then I got my lump sum at the bottom. $185,000. And they say, "Oh, I want to see a breakup." Well, that's my free estimate. My free estimate, I offer free estimates and their lump sum. If you want a breakdown, I'm going to have to charge you $250. I really don't do that. I just send it to them. But what I'll do before I send it to them is I'll recheck and make sure I didn't put too much money in the easy stuff. The paint, the trim, the vinyl plank flooring, the window blinds, the doorknobs and the bath accessories because they'll say, "Oh, we'll take care of all that. We'll do that. Save some money." I was like, "Say, where do you need to be at? Let me see what I can do to do your job turnkey. That way, I can keep my guys busy. I can make some on some, break even on the others, but I can do a turnkey job for you where you don't have to do anything." And I'll let them do demos sometimes, and I'll let them paint. Like this guy, he just wants us to dry it in and sheetrock it, I think, and then sheetrock and texture, and then stop. Basically, his house is gonna be all white from the texture, no primer paint or anything. He's gonna trim it out. There's gonna be pipes sticking out of the walls for plumbing drains and angle stops for the supply lines. And we'll do the stack outs on the plumbing throughout the roof, and that's it. He wants to finish it himself. I'm cool with that. No problem. Okay. Um, paint exterior. I believe he wants me to paint the exterior, so I'm gonna leave this on here. $4,500. Let me say 6,500. Yeah, he'll want to paint it himself. I got to be careful with that. 5,500. Okay, I'm just throwing numbers. I'm gonna see where I'm at, see how I'm feeling, because I've got my goals. Okay, electrical, and I need to lower my goals because I just remembered he's not going to finish. He's going to want to finish the inside out cabinets and all this stuff. And I've got my own cabinet shop, which is silly to me. Maybe he'll want me to do his cabinets. That's something I can kind of sell him on. Okay, electrical per drawing rough in. 4,000. I'm probably going to have to add a sub panel to get power to all this. I doubt he has enough room in his breakers, so I'm just going to put in $9,000 for now. Just because I'm just throwing a number at it right now. If you're a contractor, you kind of know prices. If you're a beginner at this and you're just trying to start your own business and you're just not even a handyman, it's going to be tough, but I can help you out with my consulting. Okay. Okay, plumbing rough in, top out. I'll top it all out. I'm going to say $2,500. Basically, stack outs through the roof, sticking the pipes out the drywall. Insulation, attic bat, and exterior walls. Yeah, that means bat insulation. I'm not doing spray foam on this one. So let's just say 920 square feet. And I'm going to do $4 a square foot and see what that comes out to. $36.80. Looks good. Okay, 1/2 inch drywall. I'm going to be drywalling a lot. That's like, let's see. We're pretty much going to be drywalling the whole garage, Damn, that mouse keeps going away. I don't understand. I haven't used this laptop in a year. Well, I used it the other day when I was on a trip, but other than that, it's just I use my computer. But okay, so I'm going to drywall the garage, the home theater, this hallway, all this area here, and then this master bedroom, bathroom, and all that. So let's just do drywall at let me do the 25 by 25. That doesn't sound right. Hold on. 25 by 25 equals 625. I did 25 and a half. So I'm going to do 650 square foot for the garage. This home theater room and that hallway, what is that, 15? That hallway looks, it's 3.6. So let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm going to say 20. You can't see my pen on this. So 20 by 19. I'm just going to do 20 by 20, 400 square foot. 650 plus 400. I mean, if a customer wants to check my math, go ahead. Because there's always waste factored in. So 25 by 20, 500. So it's about 1650 square foot. I'm just going to roll with that. I'm going to say 1800 because this wall, and all that. 1800 square foot. Now I can do the walls and ceilings, or I can just do the square foot of the floor, just to make it simple. Let's see what it comes out to. At $10, 16 grand. What does $8 give me? 12.8. I kind of like that. I mean, how many sheets is that going to be? I called the guy the other day. We do a lot of sheetrock in-house ourselves, but I called this sheetrocker guy, and I've got several of them, but I always like to ask when I see a truck with a big texture machine being towed behind it on a trailer, I like to pull them guys over and talk to them. A lot of them don't speak. It's just the workers, so then I'll get their boss's number and call them. So he said he's about $25 a sheet turnkey. Now I just pay $5. Okay. Anyways, I mean, that's the ceiling square footage. So if I did 1800, divide that by 32, which is a sheet of sheetrock, that's 56 sheets on the ceilings of those areas, which I may not have to redo this or this. Now I'm building a new wall here. I could just build it under. Do I need to tie in? Not really. So it depends on what kind of electrical and stuff I got going on. Do I need to do? Well, it's an old garage. I probably do. Hey, what's that garage? Is that garage door? Is that garage floor unlevel? I'm going to level that floor out too. I need to add for that. I just thought about that. But let's say if I sheetrock all these walls, 25 plus 20 is 45. This wall again twice. 45, 55, 65, 75, 85. So it's 85 linear foot plus 25 plus 100 plus 20, 40, 60, 80. Wait. Yeah, 20, 40, 60, 80. Another 100. So I got about 300 linear foot times 8. So 300 times 8 is 2,400 square foot. Divide that by 32 equals 75. So 75 plus about 50 for the ceilings, about 125 sheets. And if it costs me 25 bucks, so 125 sheets to do this job. 125 sheets times $25 per sheet, turnkey, $31.25. That's cheap. Okay. Times 1.7. If I come up with a price, if I sub something out, I get their price and I times about 1.7. I'll share that later. Why I use that number. So But if I'm gonna have my in-house guys do it. It's gonna cost me. I pay my in-house guys $4,000 a week. It's gonna be 2 weeks to hang all this sheetrock, tape bed, texture, float, everything. So if I'm at, say I'm at 3,600 a week times 2, 7,200 times 1.7, 12,240 for labor. Plus material is going to be $2,000, so I need to be at 14.5 ish. What was I at? 12.8. 12.8. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna do 850. 13.6. That looks good. Okay, exterior door, Stiller fiberglass 6-panel. That's an interior door. Oh, no, that'll be an exterior door to the garage. So there's one there. Got an overhead door. There's another exterior door there. So 2 exterior doors. Okay. It's 2 basic doors, 400. Not anymore. I need to update these. Okay. Door lock set and deadbolt. 2 of those. Sometimes I'll just use Xactimate's price. I don't know what it is. It's green. That means I touched it. I interfered with it, so I'll just. $154. I like that number. I'm gonna leave it. Interior door unit. Man, I need my other monitor. Okay, so we got a couple double doors here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna do 8 doors. It's all raw. We're on the rough stage right now. We're just kind of winging it. We're just doing a preliminary. Okay. Casing, 2 1/4. 8. So it's 17 linear foot per standard door, 21 for 8-foot door. So it's 34 per door. So 34 times 8. $1,000 for casing. That's too much. It depends. If I was doing one door, I'd have left it. If I'm doing a whole house, I'd probably drop it to $1.50. Volume, pricing. Okay. Baseboard. I've already done the linear footage. It was when I was doing the sheetrock. What was that? $150 plus $120. 80. It was 100 and 100. It was $285. It's about 300 linear foot. 325 sounds good to me. $6, $19.50. Yeah, that sounds good. Window sills. What was there? How many windows? Where's my windows? 6 windows. So 18 linear foot. Okay. 3 foot per window for a window sill, approximately. Paint interior, 1 color on ceiling and walls, 1 color on trim. He's doing the painting. I'm gonna delete that. Cabinetry. He's doing that. Sill and paint cabinetry. See, I hate deleting all this stuff. You know what? Damn. Well, he's gonna do all this stuff himself. So I can always add it back in. Rough cleaning, I gotta do a rough clean. I gotta clean up before I leave. I'll tell you what's tough is when you do a job and you do a final clean and they go and wipe their finger on top of a little door or something, and it's like, and the place looks spotless, but it's like dust is going to settle a couple days. It's just, there's nothing you can do to prevent dust. So I always put on there on my final clean, I'll say this is a contractor's final clean, not a dust clean. A dust clean is to be outsourced per customer standard, something like that. You got to put some verbiage in there to CYA. Tile shower surround. Customer to provide tile on filled tile straight lay. One accent. Okay, no tile, no bathtub, no faucets, no mirrors. Electrical final. Am I going to be doing that? No, because he's got to paint. I'm just going to have it all done. He's going to do it. Install, finish hardware. He's going to do that. Light fixtures. He's going to do that. Man, I just don't know. Man, I would never not have someone finish. I'm going to leave that on there. Plumbing fixtures, no problem. Vinyl plank flooring, he's going to do painting touch up, final cleaning. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say customer to provide. 3 things that you always have to do. You either have to put an allowance on there of like say if you're putting a faucet in, you got to put the exact model number of what you're doing. Delta Ashland 17 series shower faucet. Or I'll say customer to provide, and I'll just charge for labor. Or I'll say $300 allowance, whatever. You know, you can't just put shower faucet and let them go pick whatever, or you'll get screwed every time. Final cleaning, customer to provide. I'm gonna zero this out. Change the dollar amount to 0. Install window treatment, customer to provide. That's window blinds. Man, you know what? I'm just gonna delete that. If I was doing everything and I wasn't doing that, I would leave that on there. Final yard grading. 5 foot out from perimeter. Customer to provide. Watch this. Fill dirt and sod with sod and irrigation. Hey man, you hit one of my sprinklers, you're gonna get done. No man, you're taking care of irrigation. I'm not doing that. I'll cap off if I'm adding on and the sprinklers in my way. I'll cap them. If there's a valve or a main or something in there, then we'll let you know up front you need to call. But this says you're providing sod and irrigation. I'm not a landscaper. I can be, but it's going to be $500 a pallet. Plus I'd probably charge $300 for 4 yards of dirt, which is a dump truck. I got, a Tandematic, so 3 foot high, 14 long dump trailer. You can fill up like 4 yards of dirt, like select fill. You just go like to a rock yard, wherever you buy your dirt and gravel and stuff, landscape supplier, and they'll just take their big tractor, whatever it is, and dump it. And it's about a bucket full. It's about 4 yards. So that's like $50 for select fill. Anyways, but you got to spread it. You got to dump it, spread it. So I'd say $500 for a pallet of sod and $250 per dump load. To be determined type of thing. Anyways, I'm not doing it. Lawn, sod, customer hire out for landscape. My brother does landscaping, so I just refer him. Sprinkler system to be determined. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Preliminary estimate off the stuff we talked about. We're at $156,000 off of my template. I feel good about that for right now. I'm thinking. Sometimes I just like to walk away for a second, clear my mind again. So let's take a look and see. So if I do complete, inspect, do you want to resequence the line numbers? Yes. Put the numbers in order. Then I want to preview. Go to documents, reports, customer total, exclude this line. No, I want the line items there. That's why I resequence, so my line items will be in numerical order. Preview, let's see what the customer's going to see. Okay. All right, cover page. It's got the customer's name and address. That's it, right? That's 2 pages. Perfect preliminary estimate. Excavation, dirt work, partial grade, and flat work prep. General demo, existing concrete driveway, brick, overhead door, solvent fascia, shingles, existing framing per drawings. Dumpster load and or haul off. Plumbing underground rough in for shower, toilet, sink, tied to existing septic. Concrete slab on grade, concrete driveway and sidewalk. I did not add the concrete for that garage. That existing garage is not going to be level. So what I would do is I would do a like a 5,000 psi concrete with fiber in it, no gravel, no aggregate. I've done that before and it works pretty well. Instead of buying like self-leveling bags, you just get a concrete truck and a buggy, and once you get that opened up, you can just dump it in there. Probably 1.5 inches low on the lower end, maybe 2 inches. Worst case, just cut sheetrock, 1 foot up around, and then I could put some blocking in between, or any type of flashing. I just put a 4-inch piece of flashing metal or something to catch it. But I'd probably just take blocking and just double plate the bottom plates, make it just better skill saw and some 2x4s. No, I'm gonna be done. And that if my concrete needs to be like 3 inches on the low end, so to be up flush with the existing house. So I need to add that concrete driveway and sidewalk, framing per drawing, soffit, fascia, siding, windows, roofing, paint exterior, electrical per drawing, rough in, heat vent and air conditioning. There's no electrical yet, so we got to talk about that. Heat vent and air conditioning, add 3 ducts. Okay, well that little air conditioner is not, so we're going to have to add a whole nother unit. He could probably add a couple ducts to that master bathroom addition, and then put a mini split or a secondary unit in the garage. Now it's going to be a second. I would do a secondary unit. I would do like a 2-ton or something, or 3-ton for that game room. But now hold on, the garage is not air conditioned. He could just do a mini split for $5,000 at my price. So I think I'll put that verbiage in there. I'll go ahead and add 2 ducts in the master and 1 in the bathroom. So I'll add 3 ducts to the master, and then let's just do that right now. I kind of like to just edit it now instead of writing everything down and going back. So on the HVAC, and typically, I have all my notes. Like I have a system where I go to a customer's house, and I'm with a label maker on my clipboard at the bottom of my note page on the actual clipboard. I put on there to do my walkthrough, which is basically I'm just talking to the customer about, the pictures on the wall, the fish they caught, the hot rod in the garage, just whatever, and of course the job, just walking through, listening to them, at least 15 to 30 minutes of just talking. And then I'll say, okay, if you don't mind, give me, 15 to 20 minutes, and I want to sketch and measure all this out and take my notes. And if I have someone there with me, like a wingman, I'll have them go talk to the customer. That way, they're not distracting me, because a lot of people want to talk to you, but I'm really trying to focus. So I'll say I just need to focus on measuring all this. So if you'll give me 15, 20 minutes just to do all this, then I'll come holler at you if I got any questions. You can hang out here, but I just need to focus on this. So they're usually pretty cool about it. But if I have someone there with me, which I like to do a lot of times, then I'll have them go talk to them. I'm like, all right, go talk to them. I'm going to measure all this out. Or if I'm training someone, then I'll go ahead and do the speech about give me time. So anyways, I'll do my walkthrough, and then I'll sketch it out. I'll measure everything out and draw it on my piece of paper. And then I'll make my line items. I'll either start from the floor up or from the ceiling down, or, which I like to do here in the past few years, is I like to go with the flow of things. Demo, underground plumbing, form boards, concrete, framing, roofing, windows, and go at the way it's done. It's still in my brain what the next step is, that I'll just make my notes that way. There's 2 types of estimates you can write. I'll get into that later. But anyways, let's work on this one. Okay. Heat vent and air conditioning. Add 3 ducts to the rear addition using the existing unit dash add new. I'm sure it's going to be, I'm just going to say 2.5 ton unit. Or do I do a mini split? I'm going to do a mini split. Add new mini split to game room. $8,500. Okay. I really need to be at like 185. I need to be at 175 on this job. I like an even number. Usually I'm not even numbers, but for my preliminaries, I like to get kind of even. But typically I'll be at like 174, 539, and 42 cents or something. Okay, insulation. Okay, well, you know what? Let me just go here. Go to finish it again. Mark complete. Documents, reports, preview. Heat vent, air conditioning. Add 3 ducts to the rear addition. Use the existing unit. Add new mini split to game room. Plumbing, rough in, top out, insulation, attic vent, exterior walls, half-inch drywall, hung splatter direct texture, exterior door, steel or fiberglass 6-panel, add door, lock set, deadbolt, exterior, standing grade. Interior door unit. You know, I'm just reading, I'm not paying attention. Half-inch drywall, hung splatter direct texture on new walls. On new exterior walls. I need to put more verbiage in here. Anyways, I'm gonna bust through this. Door lock set, deadbolt, exterior, standard grade. That standard grade crap. You don't ever need. I need to delete that. Interior door unit, doorknob, casing, baseboard, window sill, rough cleaning, install light fixtures, final cleaning. I need to take off this rough cleaning and move it to the bottom here, right in front of final cleaning. Just looks better. Excavation number 3, final yard 5 foot out from perimeter, customer provide filled over solidation. Okay, I like everything except for just a couple little edits. It's preliminary. It's a preliminary estimate. Okay. This is where I'm done. Okay. Doorknob interior. How many interior doors were there? 8? I need 8. Door lock set, deadbolt. It's Sunday. Just not in the mood to work today, but I think on new addition, new living space additions. On new, yeah. On, this is what it was, new walls and ceilings. Not the whole house. I'm not texturing your whole house. Well, we thought you were going to texture the whole house. No, I ain't going to do it. Okay. Anyways, this is preliminary rough. I'm going to edit this tomorrow, but this kind of just gets the ball rolling. You got to start somewhere. You just have to get it started. This is a 50% estimate that I'm done with. But let me see what my O&P is and my taxes. So make sure there's no weird charges in here. I just pay taxes on materials as I go. And then let me see if I got O&P on this. No, I do not. 10 and 10. Okay, I'm at 196. I said 97,500. Then the back, I think I said 100. So that'd have been 197,500. Think. I'm thinking, see if I do 7.5 and 7.5, 187, 86940. I think I like it. I could honestly just send this to the customer right now and say, hello, please see the attached estimate for your review. Please see the attached preliminary rough estimate for your review. Let's set up a time to meet, but I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to call them and talk to them. Actually, what I'm going to do, are they going to pay 187 for that? New garage, a game room. Oh, they probably only paid 400 for the house. I don't know what they paid. I can look that up later, but I think as of right now I'm a little high. Let me do this. I'm gonna roll with that. That's what you kind of got to go through gut when you've been doing it for a long time. So I'm going to export this to, since I'm on my personal or my home work laptop that I never use, I'm going to save it to my desktop. Then I'm going to email it to Dustin. Dustin sent that to me last Thursday. Okay. Dustin, please review and edit on Xactimate. Send as a preliminary estimate for us to meet and discuss with the customer. Chicken peck. Okay. Okay. That's it for today. Season 1, Episode 1 of Derek's How to Be a Contractor. Okay. I think that's it. See you later.